Hey everyone, welcome to the Myth and Mockery podcast. I'm Jessica, the editor of this episode and player in the campaign. We recorded our first session ever playing together as a test to see if we could play Dungeons & Dragons with microphones in our faces. Jeremy was recovering from a cold at the time, and we were still learning some of the recording equipment, so it was an adventure before our adventure even began. We decided to share with you this piece of that session as a prologue to the main adventure. The characters are all just getting to know each other, and the mix of personalities resulted in some hilarious moments. Our story starts on the shore of the Sea of Dreams in the small town of Glimmer. Our characters met each other throughout the day and have now joined together at the Salty Dog Inn to get to know each other better. Seated at a table with ales in hand are a woman in plate armor and Salty Sailor.
I never got your name. You said you're a merchant?
My husband's merchant. I'm just, I don't know, the muscle?
Who, is your husband here?
Yeah. Hi!
Waves over. She waves over to Amon sitting there.
I definitely look over.
He eyeballs Amon and then back to Belle and says, "Yeah, I can see why you're the muscle."
And your eyes also scan across the merchant, and you compare the two in your minds, realizing that Amon's got a way to come in the world before he's can be a true merchant himself.
He's very good at what he does. I mean, he's really good.
I guess you would have to be, wouldn't he? Thank you for the drink. Is there anything I can do for you?
A story would be great, because, I'm sorry, but you're looking a little...
Asking him for a story, he kind of scowls a bit and says, kind of through his beard,
I'm not much of a storyteller, so you're asking the wrong guy.
It doesn't have to be a real one.
he thinks to himself for a moment and says,
I was a blacksmith, then a soldier, then a sailor. End of story.
Were you a tinker and a spy, too?
Was that a joke? Jokes are like lies, and I don't like lying.
and he continues to eat his meats.
Do I catch her facial expression that it looks like she got crushed? Make a perception check.
You're halfway across the room.
Well, I have a dirty 20. You notice from traveling with your wife for as long as you have that the discussion did not go the way she wanted to go. You actually see even Sebastian just kind of like looking down at the bar, just kind of, oh, I better make my way over.
This is why I hate honest people.
When do you say that?
No, I will whisper that in my husband's ear when he gets here.
Oh, greetings, hello, and welcome, friend. Good to see you again.
It's been so very long.
I know, I think it's been all of 4 minutes.
Perhaps. I'm going to let you get acquainted with my salty friend here. And I get up and I go to sit with the other merchant.
Okay, yeah, sure.
She says you're salty. I think I saw you earlier. It looked like you were stomping your way in. Is everything okay? Is there anything perhaps we can assist with?
I think Ulysses, he takes another moment and says,
Well, I typically stomp where I go, so that wouldn't be inaccurate. I just lost my ship. Can you help with that?
I'm sure we can find someone to buy you a new ship if you have the money for it.
Unfortunately, money's been tight. But I'm pretty good at what I do. So if you have any work, I'm your man.
Well, maybe it wouldn't be so hard to get some work. I could go for a few coin myself, and I need the distraction, maybe a minor adventure.
Jezebel's giving him a dirty look.
Yes?
It's fine. It's fine.
Sorry, he says, staring directly into her eyes.
What kind of work do you two do?
and he kind of gives Belle a look as the term mischievous has been thrown around a few times. He's a little wary.
Sometimes I take work for the temple whenever Tamara needs it.
I'm not a man of the cloth, but I do respect faith and trust.
Well, why wouldn't you? That just makes the most sense. It seems pretty respectable to me.
I do think it'd be best if we left this decision up to wiser minds than our own.
This is true.
And with that, I will pull out a coin from my right pocket and I will flip it.
Roll percentiles.
93.
Okay. Yeah, as far as you know, your god approves.
Well, I guess you're coming with us. I mean, if you want to, of course.
Well, I do need a ship, and you're both not terrible, so I guess I'll tag along for now.
It's a bit early to decide that.
You're quite a charming fellow. What's your name, by the way?
The name is Ulysses Highwind. What's your name?
My name is Amon Gray.
Of course it is.
All right, and with that, Adar.
I wouldn't be.
With that, Adar. So with that, midday's kind of turned into early evening. Graham's now come back out of the kitchen as it appears as though all the preparations for the evening meals has been complete, and finds her way back to her rocking chair. She starts to rock back and forth again. Her knitting needles clacking away as she continues to knit. All of a sudden, as you guys are enjoying your afternoon, conversing with each other and such, you notice as the door slams open, and Yuli, the blacksmith you noticed on your way here to the Salty Dog, comes striding in. He's now, as you can see, this large minotaur. His arms are sheathed in what at first you thought was silver, is actually mithril, along with his horns. He got a long black beard that's braided that goes halfway down his chest. And along to his side comes this little green goblin and Sebastian. The four of you notice his demeanor drops a little bit, but a big smile breaks over his face as his friend, as what appears to be his two friends, have made their way to the inn for their evening meal. They glance around the room. You see the Minotaur lean down to the goblin and say something, and as he notices the four of you, as you've been in the village already for a couple of days, Adar, he just kind of nods, and it appears as though as they make their way to their normal table, that as your three new friends are with you, then that's okay with him. And he sits down and you see Sebastian like, oh, I'll be right back, and skitters off, and you hear a large chuckle come out of the Minotaur, and a little like high cackle from the goblin and then Sebastian comes back, jumps back up behind the bar and starts preparing the regular orders of the two.
I think Ulysses is going to signal Sebastian over in order to ask about the Minotaur.
He comes over. Do you need anything?
Yeah, what can you tell me about that bull fellow over there and the little green guy?
That's the big guy. That's Boris. He's been here or Baras, sorry. Baras has been here for as long as I've been here. I think he came with my mom and dad. And as such, he's our blacksmith. And he's been known to crack a few skulls when people have stepped out of line. But yeah, he's great. I love Baras. And then the little guy, that's Kelbit. If you're gonna talk to Kelbit, you make sure you say Esquire at the end. He likes to be known as Esquire.
The name is longer than he is tall. Like, that's a solid bird.
And then you can see also at this time that the inn itself is now starting to fill up with more and more patrons as the day seems to be coming to a close, the work day itself, and that the village itself, the size of it being what it is, the Salty Dog Inn is the only place that anyone really comes together.
I haven't seen one of those though. I don't know if I've ever seen I've never seen one of those large bull things before, have you?
I saw a picture of one once. It wasn't appropriate. You know. You know.
Eamon's gonna take his wine, do a nice little swish with it, and just say, fair enough.
So what else would you guys like to have been doing during the afternoon? Getting more to know each other and such?
Yeah, I would have liked to ask, or rather, Jezebel Belle would like to ask her new friends or companions. We're new to the continent. Is there any place for our smiling lady in this village?
Are you familiar?
Is that something that...
You can make a religion check.
Sure, all right. Religion check.
I didn't roll terribly.
You look like a man of worship. He says with a straight face.
I got a 16.
9.
You're not overly sure, as you're not really concerned. You know it would be Timora is generally one of the goddesses that is referred to as a smiling god. So,
There's somewhere locally. I'm not too familiar with that god myself, but I'm sure you could find somewhere.
Oh, that'd be wonderful. Right, Hun?
Of course. We always must worship. That is good and proper.
She's giving him a death glare.
It's weird.
you make an insight check.
Like
Insight check.
That's a
First
little...
insight check of the game.
Oh, yes. Insight, that's a 22.
Yeah. As you kind of look over, you do notice his shifty-eyed look at his wife, and kind of get this feeling that maybe at this moment, everything they're telling you is a little...
They're not as devout as they seem to be.
Yes. Yeah, that's it. There's a hint of...
Something.
Yeah.
I don't think Ulysses would pick up on any of that, but I think he would probably maybe like see her sort of like...
I would like lean
You're,
back.
I think like he
like-
caught that reaction. Yeah. I want to investigate her doodles.
Sure.
Yeah. Is that would just be an investigation check?
Just an
I guess?
investigation check. Yep.
Sure.
It's a minotaur with an erection.
That's a 16.
Yeah, you see it to be something similar to the Minotaur that came in.
Yeah.
Although there is a very noticeable bulge in the midsection.
I believe they call this fan fiction.
What is this fan fiction you speak of? I've never heard of it before.
Is it part of your religion?
Dora asked you.
Is it part of your religion?
It's part of an older faith I had.
You were talking about a ship earlier, weren't you?
Typically,
You
that's
did-
what I
you-
talk about, yes.
Well, you mentioned you may have mentioned
Sorry.
the merchant has a ship that's going half empty back to wherever he came from. Just a
No, it's a wagon. His wagon train is going back to the crossroads. Yes.
wagons float, right? Can we use the wagon as a ship?
I think you see Ulysses kind of look into his own mind as what it would take to actually make a wagon into like a buoyant vessel, which is probably something he would take a lot of pride in. But then he kind of looks back to you and says, "No."
Oh, you own a ship? You mean we were looking for trade routes? Ships are generally a part of that,
I
right?
previously owned a ship.
Oh,
He did mention it to you, I think. He's told everyone at the bar at this point, I'm sure.
He told everyone. He posed before. It's okay.
People aren't very private in these parts, are they?
I heard that's a small town thing sometimes.
I just came in for a drink, and people started buying me drinks and asking about my weird boat.
It was a weird boat?
It was a party boat.
Right, I have been on it, so yes, I've been to the parties.
No, it was a regular boat. That was a joke. I didn't care for it.
Well, it was the closest thing to a party that I've been to.
You haven't been to many parties. Judging by what you've been drinking, I could probably confirm that.
I'm not much for social interaction.
You're basically drinking vegetables.
to be fair, I just meant both of them, and I don't think either of them have been to a party.
Seems like it's getting kind of full in here for me.
Yeah, I agree with this. People don't seem to be my kind of thing. I could use some fresh air.
What is the night like the weather?
You can make a nature check.
That is a 10.
You're pretty sure you've heard rumors of, and just from what you've heard overheard today, that storms just come out of nowhere along this coastline. You peek your head outside the door really quick. You notice that, hey, it's a nice, clear, starry night out. So, the storm might not or may occur. You're not sure.
Would I be able to have any kind of advantage being a sailor looking at storms and wind and that kind of stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Would I
definitely.
Would I be able to roll for that?
Oh, yeah, you can roll. That would be a nature check for you as well.
Alright, so would that be with advantage or no?
No.
Okay.
Your skills just be lower. That's all.
Yeah. Just 10.
10?
Yeah.
As you take a look out, and you kind of smell the air and such, tonight appears as though it's going to be a calm night all night.
Okay.
From what you discover.
I don't relay that information.
The weather changes a lot around here, but I don't mind getting wet or whatever. It's better than sitting in here when it gets humid with people. And
You struck me as not the social kind.
I'm not really. I don't mind talking to people one-on-one, but large crowds and such just have never been my thing.
Oh, I understand.
She gets up and walks out the door.
I think Ulysses follows.
Okay, so as you two make your way out, this short, stocky person just barrels his way through. Appears as though he's very grumpy, very upset at generally everything. He's this large black beard, but it's all like scraggly and all over the place. Stumps his way past everyone. The whole room just kind of goes quiet, and he stumps his way over. He sits down on Grump's stump.
That's the guy. That's the grump stump. That's the grumpy man.
He looks like a grump.
You think so? Can you what does this guy look like in detail? Like what's his race?
He looks like he might be human. He might be a dwarf. He's kind of got stains on his clothes, and his beard is all scraggly. He's very stocky yet muscular. He's almost got like Popeye arms, and he kind of just moves them like forwards and backwards in a very deliberate manner as he waddles his way.
We should what do you think? Do you think he's a human or a dwarf?
I think he's a very short human
Yeah.
or a very tall dwarf.
I'm gonna go with dwarf. Do you want to make a bet?
Sure. My husband will pay you if I lose.
Oh. You loser has to go talk to him.
Okay, deal.
Let's roll for it.
Now, make investigation checks
Oh no! Oh.
at disadvantage. Hey, you're trying to discover what race he is. So, and you guys are across the bar.
Yeah.
So, investigation checks at disadvantage.
Can I get worse than that?
Please enjoy my 18.
My 4.
Yeah, so Amon, what you can tell, it's a very short human. Whether you choose to relay this advice, this discovery to your wife or not, it's up to you.
It's a dwarf.
Can I do an insight check knowing my husband?
Yeah, you can do an insight check.
Can I contest?
You can roll deception.
That's a good one for me.
I have 14.
14?
11.
11? Yeah, Belle, you're not sure if he's telling you the truth or not, actually.
Come on, dearest. Don't you trust me?
About as far as I can throw you.
You can throw me pretty far.
That's very true. I will walk over to him.
And he just he grumbles and looks at you, and then he looks to see if his ale is on its way over. He doesn't say anything.
There's no other chair, eh?
No, there's just one stump. And as you're making your way over, all of a sudden, some of the patrons, some of the local townsfolk that are in here every night, they're just kind of starting to chuckle.
I will be watching intently from a distance.
Hi!
And then in a very cranky, gruff voice, he's like, yes.
I really didn't think this farther than hi.
Do you think much then at all?
Not particularly. I try to avoid it.
Well, I know a guy who will take your gold gladly. Then you just come visit his shop.
What does he sell?
He sells goods. That's why I said he would take your gold gladly.
What's your name?
My name's Gendel.
Oh, I thought it was Grump. What? Someone at the bar. Never mind.
You probably think I'm a dwarf too, don't you?
Actually, I was betting that you were a human. You're a human, right?
Don't I look like a human?
Sucker! You owe me money!
I just want my ale.
I'll get you an ale. You let me sit and drink with you for a bit.
Okay.
Sweet. Okay, I will proceed to go to the bar and get 2 ales.
All right, you make your way back. As you two, Ulysses and Edar, make your way out of the inn, what would you like to be doing? Notice the sun is starting to set. Some early nightfall is.
Doris would probably position herself kind of on, just leaning on the front wall of the establishment without going too far. Just go to a far corner and just kind of like watch the sunset, take a deep breath, and just try and like not think about people and just enjoy the peace.
Recenter yourself.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Yuli.
I think he's gonna just kind of do like a little perimeter walk, as is his. I think out of a habit formed from his military days. I think he just kind of like walks the perimeter just a bit, just to ease his own nerves of the shitty day and that he's just had.
Yes, sure. Roll perception then too, as you seem to be doing a guard patrol type thing.
Yeah. So. That's an 18.
So as you're walking around, as you make your way past the stable, you hear the normal sounds of the horses and donkeys and such that is lodged there. You hear the soft snores of the stable hand, as he appears to be sleeping somewhere within the stable itself. You hear some voices trailing up from the dockyard. As you look out to see if the lighthouse itself is lit, you notice oddly enough that it's not. And as you look up, you see some cloud cover coming in. No sign of a really storm, but like cloud cover coming in. So your sailor background, you just kind of like find it odd that the lighthouse isn't lit up.
Yeah, and I think I'd probably maybe even like turn back to Dars and say something about that, there seems to be a storm coming in. That lighthouse isn't on.
As you said that, you look back. She kind of seems like she was in conversation with someone, but there's nobody. But there's nobody there. Oh. And then she turns to you and goes, "Sorry, pardon."
Never mind. He starts walking towards the lighthouse.
If you were to leave the inn, I would slowly. Conflicting feelings. I would watch him, and if he left my sight, I would kind of follow behind him.
Sure. What would you two like to be doing? As you've noticed now that your new friends have been gone for about 20 minutes or so now. Hey, Mon.
I got a drink.
Belle, you're just like, you're sitting there drinking away. Make a Constitution saving throw for me, please. As you've been.
I would also like to order the drinks at random.
Yeah.
Just whatever you got.
Is this the day? Here we go.
Can you not be so excited about this? 13?
You're starting to feel kind of good now. A little wobbly. Not like you're going to be sick to your stomach, but a little wobbly.
I will push a second on my grumpy friend.
Oh, he gladly accepts it.
And one of those weird shots I had earlier.
Oh, okay.
Not me. Like, I'm not drinking it. I'm just fine.
That's a weird shot.
Here's my first real roll of the night. Oh boy. With that, he shoots it down, and then all of a sudden, Gendel's head just kind of goes poof right on the table.
He's definitely not a dwarf.
As I rolled a nat 1.
I I was watching them intently, so I assume that I saw this.
Oh yeah, you see them.
I'll make my way over and be like, slip a silver your way. Looks like you won. No dwarf would have passed out like that.
I will pocket the silver.
Yeah, and with that, as you guys make your exchange of money, you notice Boris and Kelbit standing up and leaving. Boris actually sees you two heading off towards the lighthouse, and he kind of hails at the two of you. Just to kind of hold up a minute, and he comes walking towards the two of you.
I think Ulysses stops, but he's wary. And he says,
"Can I help you with something?"
Well, I can't help but see you heading towards the lighthouse, young man. There's been rumors of danger along the path towards the lighthouse itself. Once you get past our elven friends' place of sanctuary, the rumors of people have been beset upon by monsters. Just fair warning.
Thank you. I take the warning in stride, but can't leave a lighthouse unlit with these storms.
Oh, the lighthouse itself. It itself has not been lit in years upon years. What I heard is it's kind of fallen into some disarray, and as such.
Listen, son, I need you to understand something. I just washed ashore today because of a storm, and I'm not going to let that happen to any other poor sailors around here. I would welcome your company, but that lighthouse is getting lit.
Your commitment to health and safety inspires me to follow you. I'm pretty good with fire. I can probably help you light it.
With that, what would you two like to be doing?
I am only going to just now realize that they left.
They left outside about 20 minutes ago.
How did you get me?
This looked really good, and I assumed that if something came up, you would hear it. Do you want to go have a look? By that I mean I'll go outside and have a look because you can't see in the dark.
That would be great.
That would be great.
As you step outside, you look and see that even your human wife would be able to see outside right now. There's torches and that are lit.
Exactly how blind do you think I am?
And it's still early evening, so you know.
Was that a question or a statement?
I will just walk ahead.
Where are you going? Why are you leaving me behind? I don't understand.
Yeah, but with that, you do see that your two new friends are having a discussion with the Minotaur, and Pierce's little goblin is just kind of standing next to him, not saying much.
Looks like she's going over there, eh?
You go say hi?
We should go say hi. Do you want me to go say hi?
I'm staring at the Minotaur like I'm having weird thoughts and I really wish I wasn't having.
You know, you can probably talk to him. He has a name.
Okay.
All right, with that, as you notice, your two new friends have made their way up. Adar, you notice before Ulysses does, as he's still concerned about the lighthouse itself.
I kind of nudge you subtly, and I go, "We should wait for them."
Fine.
She had a big sword. It could be useful.
Big swords are pretty useful. They better not get in the way of my lighthouse lighting.
I promise to help you light the lighthouse.
Think. Boris, do you feel like coming along?
Well, I should stay here in town. Kelbit and I here have some mechanical things to work out, and Kelbit kind of was like, yeah, we do.
I do enjoy mechanical things, so enjoy yourselves.
With that, Kelvin just kind of looks at you and kind of looks at Boris, shrugs, and you see the two of them kind of walk off, and they start talking about something. You two find it weird that there's no town guards really, but you two would know that a village this size really doesn't have any kind of guards or local militia. So,
Ulysses, you shouldn't run off like that. Timora clearly wants me to help you. And she already abandoned you once today.
I don't know what any of that means, but these people are going to be in danger if we don't light this lighthouse.
We should be doing a good deed.
I will reach into my right pocket and flip my coin. 105.
15.
That's 50.
If only.
If only it was
Yeah.
words so easy.
That's not how that works.
That's how math works.
Somehow your coin again points you in the right direction.
What do you think?
It doesn't matter what I think. Timora thinks we should go with them.
Then light this lighthouse. We will help with.
Sweet. Never been to a lighthouse before. And I will jump ahead.
You'll probably like it. Lighthouses are awesome.
So I'm assuming the four of you are off to light the lighthouse?
Yep.
All right. I need marching order.
I would be behind you.
Yeah,
behind
yeah.
Ulysses.
I think Ulysses is just keeping his own pace, and how everyone else forms around him is their own imperative.
Somebody went first.
Yeah.
All right. So Belle is out
I guess
front.
that maybe put me second, I guess.
All right.
And then I'm third.
All right.
I'll bring up the rear.
Of course you would.
Of course that's your name.
Thanks for listening to the first unofficial episode of the Myth and Mockery podcast. If you liked it, stay tuned for our first full episode, which will be out soon. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and we have a YouTube channel as well. Thanks again.